Greetings, humans, and salutations. This is your host, Putinbot. I just want to take a moment and welcome you all to the channel. I've had a couple of people recently reach out to me on my video regarding how to beat the Dark Fae, and they just had some gearing questions. So this video is going to be short and sweet. I'm going to do my best to answer that question for you, and I'm just going to show you how I have the two most important champions in my roster built and explain why. First, whenever you're fighting the Dark Fae, what you've got to remember, it's almost like an arena match. Whatever team it is that you take in, you're going to be fighting that team. So the way that I try to take care of that copying mechanic that the Dark Fae has, I try to go first. And the way that speed sets work is a big way of making that happen. As you can see, my Arbiter is in 3 speed sets, and that's because my Arbiter is my lead in the arena. So I just use her in the Dark Fae. It's also important to remember you have to manual the waves. At least I do. If you don't manual the waves, things are going to fall apart very quickly, because you can get to the boss with your skills on cooldown. The clones, however, that the Dark Fae makes, their skills are not on cooldown. Now back to the gear. As you can see, I'm running 3 speed sets. What you got to remember whenever you're dealing with speed sets, you have what's called true speed. You can have fractions of speed. That's why Deadwood Jedi's calculator is so very useful for not only the arena, but also for clan boss. Because you can have fractions of speed for sets, and then that makes you go faster. The reason I bring that up, the clones, they don't have that. They go off whatever this speed is right here. It's being displayed on your screen. But they don't get the fractions of your speed sets. So even though your speed lead on paper will have the same speed, like the Arbiter that I take in will have the same, on paper, it'll be displayed as the same speed as the copy. My Arbiter is still going to be faster, because I am running 3 speed sets. Each of those have a factoid of speed that's going to allow my Arbiter to go first. Now the second most important champion that I have is my control champion. I'm going to go with 5 champions. All 5 of those are going to be copied. My Umbral Enchantress is going to take control for 2 turns, those adds. And so as you can see, my Umbral Enchantress also has 3 speed sets. So my Arbiter is going to go first. She's going to boost turn meter. Then my Umbral is going to go. Then she's going to capture the entire enemy team. Let me show you my speed here. My Umbral is running a 261 speed. Again, because of the fractions of the speed sets, true speed of that is actually 223, maybe 224. My Umbral will go before the copy of the Umbral goes. Then she provokes. Then what you're going to do is that you're going to use your defense down. And then you're going to have a nuker. And then you're going to have a flex spot. You can either go with a turn meter control like a lure, or you can go with a secondary nuker. It doesn't really matter. Once you blow up those 5 adds, if you're lucky, you can just eat the boss in one time. If you can't, what will happen is that the Dark Fae will capture 1 champion, they'll clone it. Then you just have to deal with that 1 ad, and you have to deal with the ads because the Dark Fae puts a true veil on herself, so she can't be targeted. Let me just go into a quick fight real quick, and I will show you again. I'm just going to get to the boss. Okay, so we are to the boss. Now, as you can see, we've got the 5 copies. This is how the fight starts. Because of my speed sets, I have just a couple more speed than Arbiter's Doppelganger. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do the speed boost. Now I'm going to provoke. Got the provoke in, beautiful. Now you can see the enemy starting to go. I'm going to defense down. I'm going to come in with the Counterfon slap. I'm going to punch the boss in the face again, and it's done. If you're struggling with the Dark Fae, treat it like an arena fight. Also, if you're using my tactic, if you're using this strategy that I'm using, we're using a speed lead or at least a speed booster to go into a control champion, run them in speed sets. That extra 1 or 2 speed that you're going to get because of just the way that speed sets work will give you the advantage. I hope that this is helpful. It's a little bit of a follow-up. Again, you don't need to have the gear that I have. All you need is to have the same type of gear that I have for this to work. Run 3 speed sets. You're going to get the fractions of speed. That's going to allow you to beat your copy on the other end. And I do strongly recommend that you run a control champion. In my opinion, Umbral is the best at this. If you don't have Umbral, that's fine. Run Gnarlhorn. Run Ninja. Run Greybeard. Run someone who's able to control the enemy for at least 1 turn. You've got to have a defense down. And then just run nukers. That's the best way to do it. That's honestly the best way to do it, folks. If you do that, if you follow this formula, I think that your problems will be solved when it comes to the Dark Fae. This is PutinBot. I will see y'all later. Have a good one.